What's up, lovely humans? Thank you very much for clicking this video. You are all loved and respected. Here we are on about love, peace, forgiveness, honesty, and unity as our message to the world out there. With lots of good vibes. Lots of good vibes. Now watch these videos carefully till the end and spam the like button. Also, leave a comment there. Straight out of Africa. Tell us where you're watching from. You are loved and respected. You are wonderful. Yo, watch till the end. You are today's videos, by the way, they are good vibes. Let's keep.
This one gets weird. This is the San Galgano Abbey in Tuscany, and inside it is the actual sword in the stone. That is right, it is real. The University of Pavia has carbon dated the sword to the mid 1100s, which fits perfectly. Radar revealed the full sword, and it sits inside here, underneath that plastic case. The penetrator of this rock was none other than Golgano Guidotti, a Catholic saint. The knights of the time then used this story to integrate the legend of Odin, Anthony Hopkins, into the culture under the church's nose. So Guidotti created this King Arthur story to tell that story. Here's where it starts to get weird. Arthur comes from Arctur, a very huge star that is aligned with the Arctic Circle. In Norse mythology, the ice giants created a network of hinges to open the door for their people to live. But at the time, the earth had barely any ice and was ruled by snakes. The homeland of the giants was Hyperborea. We learn from the Greeks this is the dead center of the Arctic Circle. Mr. Guidotti was a knight, and he loved his worldly pleasures. But the Lord gave him a vision and said the only way he's going to get to heaven is if he renounces those. He replies, "Until my sword goes through the stone like butter, I'm not doing that." So the sword goes through the stone like butter, and he becomes a monk. But the knights typically expose the dark side of the church. That's why they were executed. The real sword is here, stuck in the obelisk from Egypt. The empire had plucked the all-seeing third eye from Egypt. Odin also sacrificed one of his eyes for the ability to see. The black cube is the stone. The Catholics hid theirs in the unfolded cube. The cube has always represented Earth. That is because the Earth is flat. I'm kidding, it's not flat. The crystals we see on Earth form cubical lattice. Monotheism had the task of splitting alchemy into spirituality and the sciences. We are in the age of removing the sword from the stone, claiming the individual's role as king instead of the empire. At least that's what the legend says.
That's very interesting.
They are portals. The moon is empty. You can see on the new moon, you can see a ring, and there's black, and you can see it's a hole. Clearly, it's a hole. You go through it.
The moon is not a piece of rock, but it is a plasma phenomenon, a cosmic plasma, and that this fact will eventually be confirmed. I made certain predictions which were already confirmed in 1958. If the moon is a plasma, no man will ever land on it. The soft landing attempts will all fail.
But the Americans and Russians are thinking of landing men on it.
Oh, well, that will never happen. Will never happen.
Oh, you're telling me there's no moon there?
There is. There
But
is.
It's
because
not. It's not a solid object. Is that what? Is that? I mean,
not solid as we know solid. It's a more attenuated transcendental material. Atoms can act differently when they're in a different dimension. It's transcendental. What you are seeing there is the dance of the gods, the moon, the sun. These are gods. They are gods. They are archangels. The Jews, they'll tell you in Kabbalah, they'll tell you the moon is Raphael, Mercury is Gabriel, etc. The sun is Michael.
Guy sends drone to space and captured something incredible. Seriously, what could it be? You see what this guy captured? Some guys are really equipped. If some guy here there has some drone here out of nowhere. You see, those are things from this side of the world we think that only government owns them. No, but it's very interesting because of these people we get to see such videos and we get to see world in a different side and a different perspective and how people think in other places of the world, because this can change the way other people think. Oh, who knows? What do you think about this situation, by the way? This is very incredible. You mean you guys, some people just have drones there? What? That is amazing. The toys that people have here and incredible stuff like those ones. Oh, we cannot imagine now someone. Huh? Wait a minute. What is that? Ah, yeah. Huh. Now, what do you think about that?
And I have a friend in Philippines. He was telling me a wild story that when his dad was driving buses back in Visayas, one passenger, young, very beautiful, like chick, right? Maybe a couple of hours in, the chick goes up to him and goes, "Hey, like, Kuya, can you stop the bus? I gotta get out." He was like, "Man, sorry, like, I can't let you out because there's nothing, like, it was dark, dude. There's just fields and mountain, like, woods." And she was reluctant, but she sat back behind him. And then eventually he starts hearing her sobbing. Then he was thinking like maybe those group of guys is doing some shit. He looks in the mirror and then he can see one of the dudes walking up to the girl. And he was even joking to the bus driver because, you know, like this chick really needs to piss. Like the bus driver's like, all right, I'm just going to come to a slow. But before he could even stop, the chick runs up to the door and starts yanking the door open already. Door opens, like they come to a stop. She runs out, just running straight onto a field. These group of guys going like, did you see her hand? Like, did you see her arm and shit? Like it's like hair and stuff. But even the other passengers were like, her back's got balahibo. The dude that went out to piss, he goes, that chick didn't run away. She's covering her face, covered in fur. And then one of the other passengers, the older ladies, were like, get inside, close the door, and we have to go now because aswang yan. They get to Iloilo not long after. He tells the conductors and stuff, and then the conductor was like, this isn't the first time I've heard this shit.
That's a creepy
So I
story.
was working at the hospital this weekend, and one of my patients was a 95-year-old lady, and she decided to give me some advice as I was leaving the room. She was like, young man, I want to tell you something. And she's like, can I give you some advice on marriage? So and I was like, yeah, sure. And so this advice that I'm going to be sharing today is just from what she said, which I thought was very powerful. The first thing she said is, don't marry the prettiest girl. Marry the girl that has a good heart, because looks will fade away, but a good heart will stay a lifetime. And then she remarked, and she was like, I'm not asking you to marry someone ugly. She said, I'm asking you to pick based on a person's personality and not just on face, because she said, the prettiest girl in the world, every other guy wants her. So pick the girl with a good heart. That will last you a lifetime. Then she went on to say that you as a man, you are the provider and protector and head of the household. And then she went on to say that, but you're not the boss. You must always take your wife's into consideration and consult her on your decision making. Then the third thing she said I thought was really beautiful. She said, your wife is as beautiful as you treat her. She said that women will radiate the energy you give to them. If you treat your wife with respect and love and so much, then she will radiate that beauty and she'll become as beautiful as ever. But if you treat her with hatred and hardship, then she will radiate an ugly personality and so many other things. So she said that women are just based on how they were treated, whether it's from their fair parents, their environment, their fathers, they radiate the energy they were given, whether it was love or hatred. So she said if you treat your wife in a beautiful way, in a loving way, then she will radiate that towards you and you will see her in the most beautiful form. And the last one was also very important. I think it ties with Islam. It says that, she said that if you do not lower your gaze and if you stick your nose in everybody's business and you're looking around and not looking down, you can have the prettiest woman in the world and you still won't be satisfied. So always lower your gaze and always be grateful and always be content.
That's a piece of advice.
Good morning, Stephen Smith, the Mindsmith. Somebody asked me, how do you open the third eye? And firstly, is there a third eye? The answer to that is yes, there is. This is the place. It's always been regarded as the third eye. It enables you, when you open this energy center, enables you to often see the spirit world, spirits, but also it can actually enable you to see future events or even past events. It's quite interesting. How do you do it? It's quite simple. Energy follows thought. So when you want something, think strongly of this particular spot. So you close your eyes, do this 5-10 minutes a day, close your eyes, think of this spot, and with your eyes closed, and just focus on that spot. That is all that exists in your mind for 10 minutes. Every time your mind wanders, bring it back. Energy then follows the thought. Your thought is focused here, energy then energizes this center. It activates it. It starts to open. You'll know it's working after maybe a week or so, because you'll have a sensation. People often say it's like a headache. It's not a headache. It's actually just pressure here. And when it's fully open, wow, it's quite a strange feeling, believe me. When my teacher opened my third eye, it's an amazing feeling. I'll share this with you another time. That's how you open the third eye. Stay focused on it 10 minutes a day, and then wait and see. Have a fantastic day. Stephen Smith, the Mindsmith.
Okay.
Bruh.
Pay attention to this hyena. Don't know from where he picked up an elephant's ear. I saw him leisurely carrying it, planning to give it to his chubby son at home. Thinking of his chubby son, who is still waiting for him at home, the hyena unconsciously revealed a happy smile. However, at this moment, another small elephant appeared beside him. The little elephant took a look and exclaimed, "Isn't this my brother's ear?" The angry elephant quickly chased after the hyena. Aware of his guilt, the hyena ignored the little elephant behind him and continued carrying the ear towards his home. It turns out that just a few hours ago, the Hyena Legion collaboratively brought down a full-grown elephant. As communal hunters, even lions have to give them 3 points of courtesy. Leopards often have their tails between their legs in front of them, and buffaloes are their favorite prey. However, they didn't expect that with their full force, even the tough-skinned elephant could be taken down. This elephant could provide them with a hearty meal. While all the hunting dogs were enjoying their delicious feast, one of the hyena thought of his chubby son at home. And so, the scene at the beginning unfolded. The hyena swaggered past an alley and then past the vehicles of the Tories. Now, the hyena had no other thoughts. He only wanted to find his chubby son. A hyena behind him wanted to play rock, paper, scissors with him, only to exchange for the elephant ear in his mouth. But the hyena was clearly not tempted by beauty. His chubby son is the happiest thing in his life, and thinking that his chubby son is still waiting for him at home, the hyena was extremely happy. He just wanted to go home to his son. With this in mind, he quickened his pace and chose not to pay attention to the other hyena behind him. I guess the hyena's son today can have a hearty meal. This is how you can manipulate situations by understanding the Ikea effect. This gorgeous girl accepted a date with a rich and a broke guy. In her date with the rich guy, they have a great time. And in her date with the broke guy, it's complicated. Surprisingly, she chooses the broke guy over the rich guy. The rich guy doesn't understand what's going, and neither does the brokey. He doesn't know he used a psychological manipulation trick known as the Ikea effect. So, how did each date go? Her date with the rich guy is how you'd picture it. They picked her up in a limo with a chauffeur and opened the door for her. They went to an expensive restaurant with a reserved table waiting for them. They ordered champagne and various entrees. They talked and laughed. The rich guy turned out to be a gentleman and treated her like a queen. She didn't have to lift a finger and had a great time. When they dropped her off at home, she texted the rich guy to say, "Thank you for the date, I had a great time," and yet she still chose the broke guy. So, what happened in the other date? The brokey is middle class, but he had an emergency and ran out of money. He picked her up and told her the truth. "I don't have money, but let's go downtown and I'll play the guitar while you help me collect money and we'll have dinner with our earnings." I know a lot of women would run away. However, this girl was both pretty and understanding, so she accepted the adventure. While in downtown they had no luck. It rained a bit. An officer gave them a ticket and they barely made $10. Looking back at it, she didn't understand what had happened. She still doesn't know why she chose the brokey. Objectively, she didn't enjoy working downtown, and she did enjoy being spoiled by the rich guy. But it'll all make sense with the Ikea effect and the mystery of the $10 dinner. Now let's talk about Ikea. They make furniture with okay quality. It is not bad and they are not ugly, but they are not good either. If you see an Ikea table at a friend's house and they ask you to rate it from 1 to 10, you would look at the quality and say 7. Now, if we ask your friend how much he likes it, he would rate it a 9 or a 10, according to a Harvard study. Now, who is right? You are right, the table is not very good. But why is your friend confused? What happens is that IKEA furniture has to be assembled by you. It isn't very difficult, but you do have to invest an hour or two depending on how dumb you are. And while the majority of people don't enjoy assembling the furniture, they feel accomplished when they finish it. You look at the furniture objectively, but they have a deeper connection to the thing because they put in the work. And you may now be wondering what happened in that $10 dinner that made the pretty girl fall in love. The IKEA effect is so effective that marketers had to study it. Let me tell you a funny story that shows the IKEA effect. When instant cakes first went on sale, it was an awesome product. You would add water to the mix, put it in the microwave, and you would get a delicious cake. The weird thing is that no one wanted to buy it. They wondered why. The flavor was good, the price was fair, but it turned out that they were too easy to make. Part of the pleasure of baking a cake is serving it your guests and saying, "This is my masterpiece." But no woman felt proud of baking an instant cake. They felt like they were showing off cooking an instant meal. What the company had to do was to completely remove the eggs and milk. That way the cake would be harder to make, and women would feel prouder. Now that they had to mix in the egg and the milk and perhaps decorate the cake with a fruit, now it felt like their masterpiece. The same way your friend fell in love with his furniture because he built it. Victims of the IKEA effect. The IKEA effect is a cognitive bias in which you value something more because you put effort into it. Now let's rewind. What happened to this girl? Whom, after going to a French restaurant in a beautiful limousine in which she was treated like an absolute queen. While not having to lift a finger, she chose the brokey, with whom she went to get tacos and had to share a soda because they only had $10. What happened is that in her date with the rich guy, she felt like an outsider. They effortlessly gave her everything. Of course she likes the French restaurant, but no French meal tastes as good as the tacos that you earned by working and sweating hard. The brokey, without realizing it, uses the IKEA effect all the time. For example, when he is depressed and has a problem, he tells her and allows her to be part of it with her ideas, leading to her feeling included when the problem is solved, sharing the joy with the broke guy because she feels included. Or, for example, the broke guy does not have a mansion like the rich guy, but one Saturday afternoon he invited her over, and together they painted his room. She even painted a butterfly and wrote a romantic poem in Spanish. They then went to a shop and bought plants to decorate the room. And truth be told, you or I walked in the room, we would not be amazed. But it is different for her. She is blinded because it is hers. She sees it as her creation. The broke guy uses the IKEA effect, making her part of his life, while the rich guy gave her everything effortlessly. And while she obviously enjoys a comfortable life, she feels like a team with the broke guy.
Good people, thanks for watching up to this far. By the way, if you have seen creepy videos of late, I'm very sorry for any inconvenience made. You see, some guys in the comment section said, "Yo, do much good vibes video. You want at least some creepy videos." And then, you see, those creepy videos, they also cause inconvenience from my side because they scare me and they cause bad vibes. Well, myself, I'm a person of good vibes, you see. Now we shall be seeing good vibes videos. What we are all about, good vibes video and some controversial to see how people think in different parts of the world. What do you think? Hit the like button, watch till the end, and leave your comments. You're all loved and respected. Let's keep watching. Watch till the end, kindly.
A giraffe poisoned to death. What you never expected was that the giraffe was bitten to death by a venomous black mamba snake. So, if a lion eats the poisoned giraffe, will it die from poisoning? It turns out that this morning, the lion went out for food and saw a group of vultures in the distance, gnawing on a long-dead giraffe. This giraffe was massive enough to feed the entire lion pride for several days. So, he quickly chased away the vultures. However, what he didn't know was that the giraffe had been poisoned for a long time and was bitten by the world's most venomous black mamba. The venom had spread throughout the giraffe's body, turning it black due to the invasion of toxins. Now, the lion continuously surveyed his surroundings because an animal of this size, like the giraffe, could easily kick the skull of a predator with its 4 legs. Ordinarily, predators couldn't defend against it. Still, if it was the world's most venomous black mamba, that's a different story. Furthermore, there were no other predators around the giraffe now. The lion remained vigilant, trying to identify the disadvantageous animal that had brought down the giraffe. Mufasa worried that the powerful enemy who knocked down the giraffe was nearby, so he didn't dare to approach alone. Thus, he called the rest of the lion pride to join him for the feast. With his brothers and sisters around, if there was a formidable enemy, they all had a taste of the battle. However, it was evident that the lion pride was also hesitant to feast on the massive giraffe, as it seemed nearly impossible for them to bring it down. The crucial point was that the giraffe had no external injuries and likely died recently. To bring down a giraffe of this size, especially one without any visible wounds, only a black mamba with potent venom could accomplish such a feat. The venom must have already diffused throughout its entire body via the wound. However, the lions showed no concern about this. As more lions gathered around the giraffe, they began to devour it voraciously. Meanwhile, the 2-legged creature filming nearby witnessed the giraffe being bitten by a black mamba and eventually falling. However, the filmer did not shout to warn the lion pride. Perhaps, like the lions, they wanted to see if the poisoned giraffe would affect the lions after consumption. In the end, the lions devoured the giraffe almost completely without any reaction. It appears that the poisoned giraffe does not transmit its venom to the lion pride.
If you can get it to get up, you can get a free meal.
What, so I get this for free if I turn that the right way round?
Without spilling a drop, yes.
And I get this for free if I do it,
and
yeah?
you get your meal for free. That's
okay.
Right.
Do you have crisps?
I do.
Oh no, you call them chips, right?
Crisps, chips. We have.
So what do you call them? Chips?
Chips.
What do you call them? Chips?
Chips.
No, they're crisps.
No, they're chips.
They're crisps.
Crisps
right.
chips.
Getting for free.
Okay, no, right, come here. Right, so I'm gonna take them. I'll pay for these if I don't do it, okay?
Okay.
So, take the phone, film me. So, you ready? Come over here. Do you have like a plate or a bowl? So, do you think there's a way to turn this the right way up?
There you go.
Oh, perfect. Right, so what's this?
Well, that Guinness doesn't have a big head on it.
It does have quite a big head, though.
But not as big as should.
Okay.
It looks
what
good
it
to
should
me.
do. It does look good.
Yes.
It's upside down. I don't know how you've done that. So we're going to empty the crisps. Now you're probably thinking, what's he doing emptying the crisps, right? Because how is this going to get that Guinness to turn the right way up? And I'm going to show you why right now. What's this? You ready?
I'm ready.
I'm just going to move my food. Hopefully I get this for free if I do this. Maybe.
Meal for free.
Oh, meal. Okay, what's this? You ready? Yeah. Step back there. You ready? Watch. So this has to turn up the right way, right?
Without spilling the drop.
Oh, she knows what I'm doing. Yeah, smart, right?
She's Irish.
Oh, see, she knows. Just there. And what we do is, we got to lock it into place, right? We slowly start to... There we go.
Oh.
There we go, look. Slowly but surely. Look, you ready?
Very smart.
Not a drop.
Not a drop.
You ready? Yeah, you like that too, right? Watch this. And then... Are you ready? Are you ready? Do it here.
Suspense. Suspense.
Without spinning a drop, right?
Yes, without spilling the drop.
Do you have a hairband?
I don't know.
Oh.
I do.
I'm sorry.
I love it. I was waiting for that cat slide. Right. 1, 2.
Oh! Very nice.
There we
you
go.
go.
Look at that. Brand new Guinness. Is that Guinness free?
The Guinness is free.
There we go.
He should get a dozen for that.
Mate, how good is that?
Let's talk to the owner.
Wait, how good is that? There we go.
Very nice.
All you need is a crisp back. Mate, that's
Seriously,
incredible.
I need that video.
There we go. Amazing.
That's interesting. In that previous story, that two legged creature that the commentator was talking about, which one was it? It must have been Heartless, the one which was recording. Anyway, much love to all the creatures out there. You see, like these animals, they are so good and they show love to one another of all kinds. You see? Like, if this hen here is taking what? What has happened to the chick? It's like the floor is wet and the floor is wet, there's gum. That's interesting. These animals are very clever. What's happening here now? Oh my god, where is this place? This looks like some deserted place. What? Where does it lead to? Oh my god, this is very surprising. What? Is this another world? Where is this place? Oh, is this even real? Wait, which animal is that? What's happening?
Anyone who doesn't know about the Mort lore, strap the fuck in, because I learned about this like a year ago, and realistically I need like 48 hours straight monologuing to get all the way into it with you, but I'm gonna try and summarize it as quickly as I can. Mort, who many people assume is a baby because he baby talks, and he's small, really he's a mouse lemur, that's why he looks like that. But is he a mouse lemur? Because it is revealed in canon, specifically in All Hail King Julian Exiled, that Mort is an immortal species, immortal, capable of sucking the life out of other immortal species, thus giving him multiple personality. This explains when Mort does Smart Mort, where suddenly he becomes a genius even though normally he's kind of dumb. That's because that's just a different person living inside of Mort, someone whose soul he stole. He also absorbed his grandmother, who is now living inside him at all times. Again, this is all canonically true in Madagascar. He has this insane obsession with King Julian's feet, and King Julian never wants Mort to touch his feet. And at one point, Mort is literally absorbed by a force field of ignorance, which makes it so that he can't feel pain because King Julian's trying to prevent him from touching his feet. He also is so obsessed with the feet that like he will fully sleepwalk and rip the forest down, like fully throw trees so that he can get at King Julian's feet. There's also an episode where Mort is granted super strength and size and he gets huge and jacked, but then he drinks an antidote which makes him incredibly tiny because he's unhappy that he is smaller than everybody else, so he just wields magic to become big. It's also revealed that the real reason Mort is so obsessed with King Julian is because King Julian reminds him of Stalin. Also, Mort carried out the assassination in canon of JFK. There's also an episode where Mort gets shot to death and it's revealed that King Julian cries over his corpse because he actually does like Mort, but he doesn't really like Mort, he just likes how obsessed Mort is with him. Okay, also, Mort has a wife at one point because Mort, on a spy mission, honeypots this chick, Zora, because he's trying to get access to her tools so that he can escape. Like, fully seduces her and they're trying to fight to the death. It's like a real Mr. and Mrs. Smith thing. And then after she finds out fully that he was just honeypotting her after they like maybe hooked up, it's like implied they like wake up together, whatever. Anyway, she doesn't care. She still wants to marry Mort because he's an absolute wizard. Marries Mort, but then Mort is like, God, ball and chain, I want a divorce. But he, instead of just being like normal because he's a sociopath, he just tricks her into thinking that it was her idea to cheat on him with King Julian's uncle. And so she makes a big show of like, no, Zora, don't leave me. And she's like, I'm sorry, this is just how it is. And then the second she turns her back, he's like, like it was his plan all along. He's a fucking psycho. Master manipulator Mort. So at this point in time, Mort is like 50 years old, okay? We know that for sure. He's older than King Julian, but he's gonna live forever. But it's also implied that Mort can manipulate time, like he can time travel, because he's also old enough to be in history books. Mort also possesses super strength because he can just lift giant ships' anchors. He's really like, even though his name is Mordecai, they picked the name because they like the Latin root mortem. So there's this heavy implication that Mort is not only an immortal god who can take people's souls, but potentially the god of death, which would make sense given the fact that he's got a halo of ignorance, which is like the force field, which makes him impervious to pain. But yeah, TLDR, in canon, Mort from the Madagascar movies is actually an immortal god of death who carried out the JFK assassination and loves Stalin.
What? Oh my god. Who would think of it that way? Oh man. Oh, this is some good vibes, guys. With this horse, man, this is what we are talking about. Love and compassion for the universe and for, oh my god, even this is accepted for the universe and for everything around you. What do you think? No, because this is very lovely. You see, this animal is just chill and he's so happy this guy is connecting with it and is spending time with it. Just cuddling it and it feels nice. You see? This is so nice. The universe will absolutely reward this guy in miraculous way, you see? And this good shall come back to him. You wonder why some people are just happy even if they don't have something in the pocket. They're just happy because the universe rewards them, you know, because of the good deeds. What goes around comes around. Spread love.
So many people waiting to love you. There are so many people waiting for you to experience their love. So many people want to love you. I don't know who needs to hear that, but this morning as I was brushing my teeth, I received this beautiful message, and it was saying there are different kinds of love, different kinds of people coming in for you in this new season in your life, waiting to love you. This is friendships. This is romantic. This is even in regards to like community. There are so many people waiting to love you. And it was like a gentle reminder that if you're going through something right now and you can't seem to let go, or you can't seem to understand why certain things happen the way they did, this channeled message is going to be all about that. Because I have a very, really strong feeling that some of you guys are kind of like separating from breakups or like friendship breakups is what I'm hearing, because you're not happy. Your energy is not being amplified by these relationships, these situations, and these people. And I feel like there's a huge part of you that's afraid of fully letting that go out of fear that better won't come, which is a fear that we all have at some point in our lives. And I can guarantee that there's new people waiting to love you and to meet you where you're at and to really see you. So you have to let go in order to bring these new people in. So let's go ahead and see what the channeled message is. Now, I do want to say a real quick disclaimer. This is my only account. I'll never reach out to you, so please don't get scammed. I do offer personal readings, and the link for that's in my TikTok bio. All right, so let's go ahead and see, building on, what new people are coming into your life. So you have the Five of Pentacles coming out right off the bat and the King of Cups. Like I said, this is the current energy you're in right now. The Five of Pentacles. King of Cups is what's coming for you. So for some of you guys, this could be romantic. Doesn't have to be, right? But with the Five of Pentacles here, I feel like, and that's exactly what we spoke about in the channeled message just now, is there are so many people waiting to love you. So stop holding on to the people that are not, that are putting you in this Five of Pentacles energy. This Five of Pentacles energy is being left out in the dark or in the cold. This Five of Pentacles energy is being left behind, forgotten, or the fear of instability. So something here is changing. Your relationships are changing. Now, I have a very strong feeling this is not going to be in regards to romance. This is going to be a little bit of everything. I feel like what's coming for you with the King of Cups here is as you learn, you yourself, because remember, this whole journey is about you. It's not about anybody else. It's about you. When you learn, as you learn to pour into your cup, to allow yourself to experience your emotions without allowing them to control you, is when you begin to attract people in your vicinity that can similarly hold this space for you and give you that love that you are giving to yourself and that you give to other people. So again, a huge thing that's coming in for you right now is there's people that want to love you. Like, I don't know what else to say besides the fact that there are some awesome people coming in for you. This could be like a group of people, like a community is what I'm hearing. So water signs could be huge for you. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. It doesn't have to be. Don't get attached to that. It's just energy. So take it as it resonates. But it's this energy here of like people that are very intuitive. They're gonna see you, they're gonna feel you. It's just the vibe. So if you've been going through a lot of changes in your friendships, or feeling like you were just left out in the dark from a situation, there's new people coming in for you. People with their heart open. This could also be very creative people, by the way, so you could be finding yourself in a creative community. But whatever it is like the message this morning was so strong. Do not accept mediocre love when there are people literally lining up. What? I'm leaving that in there. Literally lining up to love you. You have the Seven of Swords. This is what you're moving away from. Some of you guys could have been heavily betrayed by some friendships or some sort of person. Again, I'm reading for a lot of you, so this could be in regards to love. Some of you guys could be attracting someone after a period of being left behind in the cold by somebody else. For some of you guys, this is friendship. So some of you guys suffered some sort of loss. I'm feeling the energy of like a lot of your friendships were not as real as you thought they were. And I feel like during these last like eclipses and these last couple months, you've been able to actually see. It's almost like the blindfold has been released and removed, so you can actually see things for what they really are. So I feel like you're not allowing space for anyone or anything that steals from you. Okay, a lot of you guys could be very empathic in nature, which means you feel in your solar plexus like people's energies. And a lot of the times you take them on. So in friendships or even in relationships, romance too, it's almost like people plugged into your source. Like people came to you for advice. They put their happiness on you. There was like a lot of responsibilities. Like I'm hearing a lot of hidden responsibilities. And that was part of what was depleting you. So a lot of what you were feeling was not even yours, is what I can see with the King of Cups here. So as you learn to master your own energy and stand strong in that, you're no longer socializing with these people. You're no longer vibrating in the same energy. So these people can't take from you anymore, which is probably why they either left you out in the cold or you left them out in the cold, is what I can see. But no more of this non-reciprocal draining. You know what I'm hearing for some of you guys? And you could have said this in your mind. It's like, I'm not an emotional dumpster. Because I feel like some people came into your life. I'm hearing friendships for a lot of you guys. Yeah, the Temperance card. There's definitely a lot rebalancing and recalibrating in your life. And I feel like, honestly, you guys were really down about this, is what I feel very heavily, because the message in the bathroom was so gentle. It was like a gentle reminder from Source, like, hey, remember, there are people waiting to love you and have that experience with you. There are friendships, there is love, there is community, there's union, there's so much waiting on the other side, but you have to stop pouring into the cups that are not pouring onto you. And look, we talk about this all the time, but with the Temperance card, what I can see is like it's been really hard. And I know that right now we're heading into the holiday seasons. So I feel like for some of you guys, this is also family, if I'm being very honest. Like, this is like heavy family dynamic where you could feel the resistance or the draining or the anxiety because of this Five of Pentacles and Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords energy. I don't know why I just second guessed myself, but with the Temperance card here, again, you're learning to alchemize this. And what it's doing is, I feel like what you're doing is you're getting more of an understanding of yourself. You have the Emperor coming out. So for some of you guys, it could be like some sort of divine masculine and someone coming in for you as you continue to love yourself and set healthy boundaries. Whatever it is in this new cycle, because we are in a new month, so happy December 1st. But first, the point of this reading, before I go into it, because I'm running out of time, is that there's new people coming in. So whatever you're letting go of, whatever doesn't feel right, and it's giving you this Five of Pentacles and Seven of Swords energy, it's now your time to move away from this, but don't move away from it with fear, okay? Move away from it with the wisdom, the compassion, and the openness, knowing that you're attracting more people into your life that are wiser, more capable, and can hold this space for you as much as you hold this space for them. So remember, there's new love and new experiences waiting to happen.
Yo, what's up, wonderful people? Thanks for watching up to this far yet again. You are loved and respected. You see, this message of love, peace, and unity out there to the world, it can be very helpful and if we do it out there. You see, if we help one another from wherever you are. See, some people here comment where they are from, and I'm just surprised. Even my ancestors have never reached in those places that some of you live, and it's just amazing that you are there watching. May the universe reward you. You see, send love all over there, and peace and unity. Big up to everybody that has been commenting. Shout out to a few like MJ Steinstone. That person does some good work. They're always in the comment section. Some big up to them. Who else? Susan Hutchins, Piggy Sue, George Jr. Some pretty guys. Those don't thug no more. That guy has some funny name, but much love to everybody. Those are just but a few. Hit the like, comment, and keep it tuned. Peace till we meet you next time. Is it really meeting? Till we see each other next time. Bye bye.